Why does the universe always seem to choose the easiest path, like it's being lazy? In the energy filament theory, the answer is simpler than you think. The universe is constantly calculating, always looking for the least costly way to go. It does this by running virtual tests on all the possible paths and picking the cheapest one. This is essentially what we call the principle of virtual work and the principle of least action. Imagine you're walking down a bumpy road. To your left, there are more steps, but the distance is shorter. To your right, the path is longer but smoother. Your brain doesn't actually test both paths, but instead, it runs a quick mental simulation. If you take the stairs, your knees will bend more, and you'll have to exert more energy. If you go around, your steps will be smoother and less taxing. These trial steps in your mind are an example of virtual work. And in the end, you'll pick the path that seems most natural. But in reality, it's the one with the lowest overall cost. This is exactly how the tension C works. When a stone rolls down a hill, there are countless potential paths it could take. It doesn't physically test each path but instead runs a mental calculation. If I move slightly this way, how much more tension will that cause? On the path with fewer bumps and less tension response, the cost is lowest. So the stone will naturally follow that path. This is the principle of least action in action. Similarly, when light bends through a lens or planet's orbit in a gravitational field, it's the same story. Imagine a bunch of possible paths queued up behind the scenes, each one being evaluated on how much tension will need to be paid along the way. The path that has the least total cost is the one that gets selected by the universe. So, the principle of least action isn't just some abstract concept. It's the universe's lazy algorithm. It's always trying to minimize the effort involved. When it needs to bend, it will bend a little. When it needs to take a detour, it will take the easiest route possible. The universe is always trying to avoid paying unnecessary costs. And that's why the path it chooses is the most efficient one. Next episode, we'll explore another mystery. Why does light always seem to take the least exhausting route? Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.